chapter 49, verse 10. Until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Before that, now we want to read about that gathering. We can read in Joshua when they gathered, Joshua chapter 18, verse 1 to verse 10. And that made Shiloh a very central place in Judaism and also a religious center. I'd like to be looking at me.
Okay, you got Joshua 18, 1 through 10?
1 through 10.
In those days there was no king in Israel. And in those days the tribe of the Danites was seeking for itself territory to live in. For until then no territory among the tribes of Israel, and the whole number of their clan from Zorah and from Eschaton to spy out the land and to explore it. And they said to them, "Go, explore the land." When they came to the hill country of Ephraim, to the house of Micah, they stayed there. While they were at Micah's house, they recognized the voice of the young Levite. So they went over and asked him, "Who brought you here? What are you doing in this place? What is your business here?" He said to them, "Micah did such and such for me, and he hired me, and I have become his priest." Then they said to him, "Inquire of God, that we may know whether the mission we are undertaking will succeed." The priest replied, "Go in peace. The mission you are on is under the eye of the Lord." The 5 men went on. When they came to Laish, they observed the people who were living securely, after the manner of the Sidonians, quiet and unsuspecting, lacking nothing on earth, and possessing wealth. Furthermore, they were far from the Sidonians and had no dealings with Aram. When they came to their kinsfolk in Zorah and Eschaton, they said to him, "What do you report?" They said, "Come, let us go up against them, for we have seen the land, and it is very good. We do nothing. Do not be slow to go, but enter and possess the land. When you go, you will come to an unsuspecting people. The land is broad. God has indeed given it into your hands, a place where there is no lack of anything on earth."
Now, here we saw this also in the movie. You can see whenever there was a decision, whenever there was something to do with the 12 tribes as the whole nation, they would come here to Shiloh, and they will meet in Shiloh, and then the Aaronite priest would start. The Aaronite priest started from the time when they brought the tabernacle here, led by Joshua from Aaronite from the name Aaron. So they remained till the last one was Eli. And after that, by King David came, conquered Jerusalem, and the main center was moved to Jerusalem. We want to read Hannah's prayer. Hannah's prayer is first book of Samuel. Let's read from chapter 1, 9 till 9, till the end of the chapter. Now while we read it, it's so close to the to Mary's prayer, the Magnificat. Let's read first, and I'll then have a few words to say. From 9.
Are you going to read again?
Yes.
Okay.
9 to
1 Samuel 9. After they had eaten and drunk at Shiloh, Hannah rose and presented herself before the Lord. Now Eli the priest was sitting on the seat beside the doorpost of the temple of the Lord. She was deeply distressed and prayed to the Lord and wept bitterly. She made this vow, "O Lord of hosts, if only you will look on the misery of your servant and remember me, and not forget your servant, but will give to your servant a male child. Then I will set him before you as a Nazirite until the day of his death. He shall drink neither wine nor intoxicants, and no razor shall touch his head." And she continued praying before the Lord. Eli observed her mouth. As she continued praying before the Lord, Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was praying silently, only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she was drunk. So Eli said to her, "How long will you make a drunken spectacle of yourself? Put away your wine." But Hannah answered, "No, my Lord, I am a woman deeply troubled. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but I have been pouring out my soul before the Lord. Do not regard your servant as a worthless woman, for I have been speaking out of my great anxiety and vexation all this time." Then Eli answered, "Go in peace. The God of Israel grant the petition you have made to him." And she said, "Let your servant find favor in your sight." Then the woman, who took 4 years 18 and drank with her husband, They rose early in the morning and worshipped before the Lord. Then they went back to their house at Ramah. Elkanah knew his wife Hannah, and the Lord remembered her. In due time, Hannah conceived and bore a son. She named him Samuel, for she said, I have asked him of the Lord. The man Elkanah and all his household went up to offer to the Lord the yearly sacrifice and to pay his vow. But Hannah did not go up, for she said to her husband, as soon as the child is weaned, I will bring him, that he may appear in the presence of the Lord and remain there forever. I will offer him as a Nazirite for all time. Her husband Elkanah said to her, do what seems best to you. Wait until you have weaned him. Only may the Lord establish his word. So the woman remained and nursed her son until she weaned him. When she had weaned him, she took him up with her, along with a 3-year bull and an ephah of flour and a skin of wine. She brought him to the house of the Lord at Shiloh, and the child was young. Then they slaughtered the bull, and they brought the child to Eli. And she said, O my Lord, as you live, my Lord, I am the woman who is standing here in your presence praying to the Lord. For this child I prayed, and the Lord has granted me the petition that I made to him. Therefore, I have lent him to the Lord. As long as he lives, he is given to the Lord. Go on, chapter 2. Yeah? Okay. She left him there for the Lord. Hannah prayed and said, my heart exults in the Lord. My strength is exalted in my God. My mouth derides my enemies because I rejoice in my victory. There is no holy one like the Lord. No one besides you. There is no rock like our God. Talk no more so very proudly. Let not arrogance come from your mouth. For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. The bows of the mighty are broken, but the feeble gird on strength. Those who are full have hired themselves out for bread, but those who are hungry are fat with spoil. The barren has borne 7, but she who has many children is forlorn. The Lord kills and brings to life. He brings down to Sheol and raises up. The Lord makes poor and makes rich. He brings low, he also exalts. He raises up the poor from the dust. He lifts the needy from the ash heap, to make them sit with princes and inherit a seat of honor. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and on them he has set the world. He will guard the feet of his faithful ones, but the wicked shall be cut off in darkness. For not by might does one prevail. The Lord, his adversary, shall be shattered. The Most High will thunder in heaven. The Lord will judge the ends of the earth. He will give strength to his king and exalt the power of his anointed.
Here we see the similarities between the Magnificat prayer, as my soul magnified the Lord. There was a word said in one of the verses that the rock is the Lord, and here if we connect this word with Jesus, we talked about this as he was the bedrock also. Here we have Hannah came first. She was very sad, very sorrowful. It's very similar to Elizabeth. She was very old, she didn't have children, and exactly the same oath was said as he will serve the Lord. It was a Nazarite. Nazarite, not Nazarene. There is a big difference. Nazarite in Hebrew it's Nasir. Nasir, Nazarene is not Sri, so there is a major difference between the two words. Even though in English it may sound very similar, very same, completely different. Nazarite is more like a monk or a hermit, we can say. More like a monk in a way as it was described, like drinking wine, and he have to live by certain conditions. Nazarene is from Nazareth, but during that time there was no prophecy yet about the Netzer, about Jesse, about the town of Nazareth was not even built yet, so we cannot say Nazarene. It's not as Nazarene.
Nazarite is one who is set aside.
Nazarite.
Who is set aside.
One
Who is set aside.
set aside,
Called out, separated.
called out, separated.
Whatever you want to have
exactly the same of the Magnificat. And here we have seen a lot of signs. And this again would tell us about what Jesus said. I didn't come to cancel, but to continue, to complete. And here we can see a lot of signs. If we read, if we study, we will see that a lot of signs were left for us in the New and Old Testament. So we have Samuel, who started again after the hard times, after destruction. He started and he reunited the 12 tribes. And we have Jesus, who started again with the 12 disciples also. As he is the rock, he would be called later the bedrock. When he called Peter the rock, he was telling that no other foundation would be led than other than Jesus Christ. So here the number of 12 was picked later. And well, we can also connect it when they went against the tribe and killed them.
About Judges 19, the story that talked about Judges 19.
Yes.
Yeah.
So also like one of them had made wrong, then they came all together again, the Benjamins, with what happened in Jesus' way of life, that one of the disciples would also betray and then he will come again. So we can see a lot of connections, a lot of signs, a lot of symbols that left from the Old Testament to the New Testament, and I don't believe in coincidences when it comes to this. And the words are very similar. The words that came out from Hannah's mouth and from Mary's mouth, it's not just a coincidence that we can read and just continue with that. So here the preparation is done somehow. The preparation is started with Jesus, and it's before Jesus even was born. We can see this connection. And the place, if we know the geography, where that place happened is in a place called Ein Karim. Ein Karim is very close to Jerusalem, but that hill that is called Ein Karim is in front of Ramah. As from there you can see Ramah, you can see the tomb of Samuel, and all this with the geography, it's not a coincidence. We cannot just say it happened as a coincidence and that is it. So from Ramah we've been there, we saw the mountains of Jerusalem, and Ein Karim was also visible from there, and it's just the God showing us that He's always with us. He's preparing until His second arrival. He will be enveloping us with His holiness. If you would like to go down to the ruins, unfortunately we cannot get into the ruins themselves, but where the group is standing there is a big, you can say, like some kind of a screen that Hannah's prayer is written there, but on the right side of it you can see the entrance to the temple if you would like to get closer to it. After that we'll come back up the same way, back to the bus. Do we have any other